Okay, good morning, everyone. Still morning, I think. Yeah, excellent, good. Excellent. So I've only been here for about the last hour or so. So I kind of came in just before you started that last exercise. So I don't know. I've not been party to what you've been talking about this morning, but I sense there's probably going to be quite a strong connection and overlap. So today we're going to be talking about strategy, learning maps. I'll explain what a learning map is in a minute, and then the subtext to this is putting your people in the picture, which is what we do. It's what our company's all about. We're called Big Picture Learning. We help organizations to put their people in the picture. So I guess the problem that we help organizations solve is we've probably all been in these sessions where we're all enthusiastic, we've developed a new strategy, we've got a new vision, we've got new values, all these fantastic ideas that we've got that we're really enthusiastic about taking back to the organization. But try as we might, when we actually get there, we're faced with a wall of people who kind of either don't get it, don't understand it, can't really see the relevance of it, aren't particularly enthusiastic, or certainly not as enthusiastic as we were. And that was the challenge that we perceived 20 years ago when we started Big Picture Learning, that we wanted to help organizations overcome that. We wanted to get organizations to get their people as enthusiastic about their plans and their ambitions as the top leadership were, and really connect those two layers together. This isn't a new problem. I guess most of the people in the room have heard of balanced scorecards. I'm sure you use them day in, day out, KPIs. Where balanced scorecards came from was a book cunningly named Balanced Scorecard by Kaplan and Norton. The reason I'm mentioning this is because back then when they wrote the book, which is probably about 20 or 30 years ago now, what they found were a number of issues that I still think exist today. So I guess what I'm saying here is it's not just your organization, it's most of the organizations out at the minute struggle with these types of things. One of the first things they discovered that only 60% of organizations had their processes that were aligned with their strategy. Their processes were trying to do one thing, and strategically they were trying to do something completely different or very different, and there was a big disconnect between the two. They also found that only 30% of managers' objectives actually correlated and directly mapped across to the overall strategic objectives of the organization. But probably most worryingly, what they found is that only about 10% of employees actually understood what it was the organization was trying to do. So I guess intuitively we know, or we feel, that if our people don't know what we're trying to do, how can we get them pushing in the right direction? It makes our work a lot harder because we're continually having to monitor and measure everything that they do, and it limits that amount of discretionary effort that we can get from them because they're kind of confused themselves. So, and again, you've probably seen this sort of data before. Gallup do this survey pretty much every year, and the results don't change a great deal. In any organization, the majority of organizations, whether it's in the US or in Europe, these numbers tend to stay fairly static, which is we've got 30% of our people actively engaged, wanting to sort of do the best they can day in, day out. More than half of them are indifferent, and then that group, which I always think, what sort of people who are actively disengaged do? I think when you think about some of the behaviours of people who are actively disengaged, it's quite a worrying set of behaviours that we can probably map across to that.